What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Hangout Spot where you already know it's real talk, sports talk, live from my man cave. It's your boy Johnny, and let's talk football as I'm about to throw down my Week 11 NFL picks with spread for every game except for one. Coming into this week off a very good week last week where I was 10-4 picking the winner outright and 9-5 against the spread. So if you happen to follow any of my picks and make some money in the process, keep in mind that I am taking donations here at the Hangout Spot Foundation. Come and look out for your boy. But anyhow, lots of good games this week on the docket, including two really good primetime games, starting with tonight's matchup between the 5-4 Cincinnati Bengals, who travel to Baltimore against the 7-3 Baltimore Ravens. This is a division game. The Ravens are coming in as a 3.5-point favorite, having been one of the better teams in the league in both offense and defense. Right now, they're fifth in the league in scoring, first in the league in points allowed, so their defense is legit. And the Bengals are coming into this game having been winners of 4 or 5. They did lose last week by a field goal to the Houston Texans, but that was nothing to be ashamed of because the Texans are a very good young team on the rise with a great rookie quarterback. But that being said, it's very, very hard for me to think that they're going to be able to come in on short rest and beat a tough Ravens team, one of the top teams in the league at home. So I'm going to pick the Ravens to win this game outright and cover the 3.5 points, which takes us to our 1 o'clock games, our full docket of 1 o'clock games, starting with the 6-3 Pittsburgh Steelers, who are traveling to Cleveland to face the 6-3 Cleveland Browns. This is another division game where the Browns are coming in as a 1-point favorite right now. But I kind of think that may change closer to Sunday. As you all know, Deshaun Watson is out for the season with a shoulder injury. P.J. Walker is going to be stepping in as the starter, and he just hasn't been good during the time that he's been in there. He's only completing 49% of his passes. He's only averaging 123 yards a game. He has 1 touchdown against 5 interceptions, and numbers like that are just not going to get it done. The Browns defense is legit. It will keep them in the game. But you got to think that the Steelers, who are coached by Mike Tomlin, are going to come in and they're going to win this game because they are the better coached team, in my opinion. And for some reason, the Steelers always beat the Browns. And this is coming from a Browns fan that I know very, very well who reiterated that he doesn't think that the Browns will win because of that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick the Steelers to win this game. Our next game is the 3-7 Chicago Bears, who are traveling to Detroit to face the 7-3 Detroit Lions. The Lions are coming in as a 7.5-point favorites. I'm not sure right now if Justin Fields is going to play. I have not seen the latest injury report, but in my opinion, it won't matter because the Lions can put up a lot of points. They're good at that. And the Bears give up a lot of points. They're also good at that. Not a good combination, so I'm going to say that the Lions win big and they cover, which takes us to our next game, which matches the 4-5 LA Chargers, who are traveling to Lambeau Field to face the 3-6 Green Bay Packers. The Chargers are coming in as a 3-point favorite. In my opinion, they're the better team. It's always tough to beat a Packer team in Lambeau Field with that crowd, but Jordan Love has been so inconsistent. He's shown some flashes. He does have 14 touchdown passes, but he also is turnover prone. He's thrown 10 interceptions. The Chargers obviously have the better quarterback in Justin Herbert. I don't think that Jordan Love will be able to exploit the Chargers secondary like the Lions was able to do because of their passing game being inconsistent. I'm going to go ahead and say that the Chargers win this game in Lambeau Field, which takes us to my next game, which is the 5-5 Las Vegas Raiders, fresh off their win against my New York Jets, who are traveling to South Florida to face the 6-3 Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins are coming in as a 13.5-point favorite, which is very, very high. And obviously, you know how the Raiders have been playing as of late under interim head coach Antonio Pierce. This one I'm having a little bit of trouble with because the Dolphins by far are the better team, but they also don't play really well against teams 500 or better. That being said, I do think that the Raiders come back down to earth a little bit this game, and they lose this game but I don't think that the Dolphins are going to cover. So if you're picking against the spread, I'd pick the Raiders. If you're picking a winner outright, I'd take the Dolphins in this one at home. Our next game is the New York Giants, the 2-8 New York Giants, who are traveling to Washington to face the 4-6 Commanders. Another division game, and the Commanders are actually a 9.5-point favorite. More so because the Giants just aren't a good football team. Right now, you got to think that Tommy DeVito is going to start. I have not had any word, or I have not seen an injury report saying that Tyrod Taylor can start. If he does start, it changes the dynamic a little bit, because I do think that they move the ball pretty well with Tyrod Taylor, and he doesn't turn the ball over. If DeVito is quarterbacking, he's just not going to be able to move the ball, because I just don't think he's ready to face NFL caliber defenses right now at this point in his career. He's a third stringer for a reason. That being said, I don't know why anyone would pick a very inconsistent Commander team to beat any team in the NFL by 9.5 points. But Sam Howell has been actually pretty decent. I'm going to go ahead and say that the Commanders win this game and they cover if DeVito quarterbacks. If Tyrod Taylor is the quarterback, I think that the Commanders will win, but they won't cover. I think the game will be a lot closer than people expect. Going into our next game, which is the 6-3 Dallas Cowboys, who are going to travel to Carolina to face the 1-8 Carolina Panthers. Right now, the Cowboys are 10.5-point favorites, and Carolina just isn't a good team. Bryce Young is having a hard time, a really tough time his rookie season. He's not looking like a good quarterback that's ready to play against NFL caliber defenses. And this week, he happens to be facing a very good one. Not a good combination. So I'm going to say that the Cowboys go in there and they win big, and they cover the 10.5 points again this week against a very, very bad team. Going into our next game, which is the 3-6 Tennessee Titans, who are going to travel to Jacksonville to face the 6-3 Jacksonville Jaguars. Right now, the Jaguars are a 6.5-point favorites. They are coming off a very big and embarrassing loss against the Niners, 34-3, where they kind of came back down to earth a little bit after winning a ton of games in a row. But the Titans are very inconsistent. They still have a rookie quarterback, Will Levis, who is trying to figure it out and find his game. I think that this is going to be a nice opportunity for the Jaguars to have a comeback win here, and I do predict that they win this game and they win by more than a touchdown, which means they cover. Which brings us to our last 1 o'clock game. The 2-8 Arizona Cardinals will travel to Houston to face the 5-4 Houston Texans. The Texans are coming in as a 4.5-point favorites. What can you say about the Texans other than C.J. Stroud? The kid has been outright amazing. He's averaging 290 yards passing a game. He's passing at 61.6% completion percentage. He has 15 touchdowns against 2 interceptions. Those are numbers that rookies should not be putting up this early in his career, but he looks like he can be a special player. And right now, the Texans are playing really good football. They look like they're coached really well by DeMeco Ryans. And even though the Cardinals came in and won with Kyler Murray making the start, I just don't see how the Cardinals will be able to go in and win this game. So I'm going to pick the Texans to win and cover the 4.5 points, which takes us to our 4 o'clock games. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the 4-5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, are going to travel to face the 6-3 San Francisco 49ers. The Niners are 11.5-point favorites, but the Bucs are a tough team. You know, they are a tough team. They're very resilient. The Niners are 3-1 at home, but Tampa is 2-2 on the road. I don't see Tampa winning this game. I think the Niners are going to win this game, but I don't think the Niners are going to cover. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think. So if you're picking against the spread, I take the Buccaneers. If you're picking a winner outright, I take the Niners in this one. Our next game is the 6-3 Seattle Seahawks, who are going to travel to LA to face the 3-6 LA Rams. Right now, the Seahawks are a 1-point favorite for a reason. They're the better team. The Rams are 22nd in the league in scoring, 22nd in the league in points allowed, and the Seahawks are a solid all-around team, well coached. I have no idea what's going on with the Rams, and I don't trust them to win, not even at home. So I'm going to take the Seahawks to win this game. And then we go to our Sunday night game, which is going to be a pretty good game, actually. I think we have 3 pretty good primetime games. which I should have mentioned early on. We got the 6-4 Minnesota Vikings who are going to be traveling to Denver to face the red-hot 4-5 Denver Broncos, who winners of 3 straight, coming off a big win over the Broncos this past Monday night. And right now the Broncos are 2.5-point favorites. The story in this game is Joshua Dobbs, Minnesota riding that magic carpet. He's at 3 touchdowns, no picks. He's passing at 63% completion. He's moving the chains. They're playing really inspired football behind him. And then you have Russell Wilson, who's starting to look a lot more and more like the Russell Wilson of the past. He's looking really solid. He's moving in the pocket. He's accurate. He's throwing on the run. He has 18 touchdowns against 4 interceptions. Those are Russell Wilson numbers that he had put up with the Seahawks for all those years. 67% completion. The problem with the Broncos is their offensive line. 30 sacks they've given up. So Russell Wilson has been taking a pounding. But if they give Russell Wilson enough time, he will step up in the pocket. He will find somebody. He is accurate with the football. And it looks like him and Sean Payton have that offense clicking right now. And I think it's about that time that the Vikings come back down to earth anyway. So I'm going to take the Broncos to win this game and obviously cover the points at home on Sunday night, which brings us to our Monday night matchup. A big game, a Super Bowl rematch between the 8-1 Philadelphia Eagles, who are traveling to Kansas City to face the 7-2 Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. Right now, the Chiefs are 2.5-point favorites. You got to think it's because they are playing at home, but this is going to be one hell of a game. It's a Super Bowl matchup, 2 great quarterbacks going at it. But in all due fairness, both quarterbacks have been turnover prone this year. Both Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes both have 8 picks, so they have made some mistakes. But Patrick Mahomes is the cream of the crop. Right now, he is the best quarterback in football. It's hard for me to pick against the Chiefs. But for some reason, I think the Eagles have a better team and they're due. Even though they lost the Super Bowl, I think they're going to come in here and they're going to win this game. I had a hard time with this one. I really did. And then you have the Jason Kelce against the Travis Kelce effect. And I read somewhere that Jason Kelce has never beaten Travis Kelce in a regular season game. And then who knows if Taylor Swift is going to show up. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's just a whole bunch of different storylines. But I think it's going to be a great game. It's going to be, again, a Super Bowl rematch. I think you're going to see a game that was very similar to the Super Bowl. It'll be high scoring. But I do think for some reason that the Eagles are going to pull this one out in a close but very, very good Monday Night Football game. And that's my picks for Week 11, except for the Jets versus Bills. That one I will be doing a video on tomorrow where I analyze it, I give my 5 keys to victory, and I make my prediction. So tune into that video. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about these picks. Do you agree with some of them? Do you disagree? I love hearing everybody's comments. So definitely chime in. And if you like this video, if you enjoyed it, and you're new to watching, please subscribe. Come support your boy. Come hang out with me here more often in the Hangout Spot. I love doing these videos for everyone, and I appreciate everyone watching, and I appreciate everyone's support. So until then, this is your boy Johnny signing out from the Hangout Spot, and I'll talk to everybody soon.